how does a person know that he is happy? What are the signs? What are the ways? Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah explains to us what are the components of happiness. He says, إِذَا أُنْعِمَ عَلَيْهِ شَكَرٍ. When a servant is given bounties and favors, he is grateful to Allah. وَإِذَا ابْتُلِيَ صَبَرٍ. When he is put to trial, he is patient. وَإِذَا أَذْنَبَ اسْتَغْفَرَ. And when he sins, then he seeks forgiveness from Allah. You've heard these words before. These are mentioned by Shaykh al-Islam Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab at the beginning of his Al-Qawa'id al-Arba. This speech returns back to Ibn al-Qayyim. And he says, فَإِنَّ هَذِهِ الْأُمُورِ الثَّلَاثَةِ عُنْوَانُ سَعَادَةِ الْعَبْدِ وَعَلَامَةُ فَلَاحِهِ فِي دُنْيَاهِ وَأُخْرَاهِ وَلَا يَنْفَكُّ عَبْدٌ عَنْهَا أَبَدًا. So these three things, they are the essence of the happiness of a servant. And they are the sign of him being successful in the world and the hereafter. And a servant can never ever be devoid of these. So how do you know that you are happy and having a happy life? Because you know from yourself these three things. That when you receive the bounties of Allah, the bounties of sustenance and life in general and the favors that you enjoy, that you are grateful. And you know from yourself to what extent you are grateful. And when you are put to trial, that you are patient. And you know from yourself how patient you are in the way that you react to difficulties, trials, hardships, loss of wealth, loss of, you know yourself. And when you sin, that you make istighfar. And you know from yourself, are you hasty in making istighfar? Do you return back to the sin? Do you sit and reflect and have remorse? You know from yourself. So each person knows what status he is at in relation to these three things, which are from the essence, which make up the essence of the happiness of a servant. Likewise, Ibn al-Qayyim, rahimahullah, he also said, علامة السعادة, the sign of happiness, أن تكون حسنات العبد خلف ظهره وسيئاته نصب عينيه. The sign of the happiness of a servant is that the good deeds that a servant has done, they are behind his back. They're behind his back. So he's done the deeds, they're behind his back, he's forgotten about them. And as for his evils, they are right in front of his eyes. He sees his evils in front of him. All the evils he's done, the sin, the disobedience, he sees them in front of him. وَعَلَامَةُ الشِّقَاوَةِ وَعَلَامَةُ الشِّقَاوَةِ. And the sign of wretchedness, a wretched person, is that he puts his good deeds right in front of his eyes, and that's what he sees. And all of his evils, they are behind his back, as if they never happened, as if he can't see them. This is the distinction between wretchedness and happiness. So what do we gather from all of this? We have a number of elements that bring together the happiness of a servant. We said, first of all, sincerity to Allah in ibadah, sincerity in his dealings with the people, being grateful to Allah for the bounties and the favors, shukrun ni'am, being patient in the face of trials and difficulties, and immediately making istighfar for any sins that a person falls into. All of these things, when a servant is upon all of this, then he knows he has a measure with which to see, is he from the people of happiness or the people of wretchedness.